Nobody warns you about this, but creating yourself might come with the grief of who you were before. Welcome to Evolution Mondays, episode 6, where we talk about life's endless potential. I arrived in Australia 1 month ago, and I thought I was ready to travel how I've traveled all my life, but turns out I wasn't. I'm at a point in my life in which I feel like many things are changing inside of me, and especially my priorities. And I know that this is a normal process to go through as we grow up, as we grow older, but there is a certain grief when you identify yourself with who you were before. So I've been a traveler all my life. I've traveled on my own. I've stayed in hostels. I've stayed in people's places. I've stayed with families. 3 days here, 2 days there, and I had the energy for it. But now I really feel like something is changing. I arrived here, I stayed at a friend's house, which was so beautiful, and then I moved on to a hostel. And I could not stand the experience of the hostel anymore. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to be fussy, and the inner critic that says, oh, but don't be such a princess, don't be a brat, adapt yourself. And then there's another part of me that says, why do I have to adapt myself to something that I don't identify with anymore? This trip has forced me to see that I have new priorities right now, that my priority is not anymore to travel like crazy and discover like crazy because I'm birthing a project, I'm birthing something, and we can't fill up our plates with, oh, I want to travel and discover and stay in hostels and be young, and at the same time I want to focus and work on myself and work on my projects. And you can do all that, but if it feels overwhelming, it's better to be gentle with ourselves. I guess that's my point. I'm learning to be gentle with myself. I'm learning to be compassionate. Oh my God. One thing about tropical Australia is that the fruit is unbelievable. How does this come from the earth? I don't understand. It's perfect. So last week I said no to an opportunity that I had been waiting for a long time. And even though it was my dream for a long time, when I arrived to the situation, I realized that it was an old dream, that it's not a priority anymore. And I said no, and I left because I need to prioritize what is present at the moment. So my teacher in India says, you need to fulfill the need of the hour. And many times I find myself being so distracted by what I wanted in the past and trying to fulfill that I forget to see, and this is quite common, we forget to see what is the hour needing from us. And in that moment it was so clear I did not need to be in that situation because right now I have other priorities. So I feel like with growing old or becoming an adult, there is a certain grief process in understanding that your priorities are changing. And adapting yourself to a new priority might be a completely new process. For example, I don't know now who I am if I am not someone who is obsessed with traveling. I don't know if this means that I'm going to establish myself somewhere. I don't know if maybe it's time to have a base. And I'm thinking all these thoughts that I haven't had to think at any time of my life because it was just a given that I was a traveler. And I thought that I was going to be a traveler all my life. But something inside is asking me to stop. And not to stop traveling completely, because I do feel an insatiable curiosity. And don't get me wrong, I'm so blessed to be in Australia. Look at this. But also maybe it's time to listen to the new priorities and grieving the old ones. This is the act of creating yourself.